Hello, everyone. This is Karla of Breaking Chains Ministries, LLC, with Spiritual Connect and Soul Tie Saturdays. I'm just coming today to you to give you another testimony, but I want to start off with a Bible verse. In Psalms 91, it says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High God shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." And the second verse goes in that our refuge is in the Lord. In him I will put my trust. Well, I wanted to let you know, last time that I came before you, I was telling you about a testimony. But I'm going to tell you how God's protection was made manifest in my life and also others' lives that were around me. I wanted to let you know right before Mother's Day, I had my car was acting up, and I was informed that I needed a starter. Well, got the starter put on and everything, and to make sure that it would crank up or whatever. But it was not possibly my starter that was the problem. However, it wouldn't crank, so I had to have a jump. The mechanic, of course, gave the jump, and the car cranked. And then he said, well, it might be your starter. He said, because I believe your starter was bad. He said, but it also might be your alternator as well. But anyway, because my battery was new. I had just had a new battery put on last year. But to make a long story short, my car still was not cranking. It was just giving this whining sound and all of that when you try to crank it. Come to find out, I had called AAA, a technician from AAA, and they said my alternator was fine. They did a dialysis and said my alternator was fine. He said, but to say your battery is new, he said, it's bad. He said, your battery is bad. He said, it could be a bad cell. He said, I'm not sure. But anyway, he said, you're going to need a new battery. He said, but since you bought this, he said, it shows that you bought it last year. He said, you should still be under warranty. So go and, I call my son and everything. And my son, he comes a day, actually that Wednesday before Mother's Day. And he takes out my battery, and he can go and exchange it for a new battery, because I was under warranty. Well, as he comes back home with my new battery, and he tells me, Mom, he said, you're not going to believe this. And I'm like, what? I said, you couldn't get the battery? He said, no, that's not it. He said, Mom, before I could even really get to the door, he said, the man met me, and he said, I need you to walk slowly. And he's like, what's wrong? He said, that battery is cracked. He said, I'll need you to put it down slowly. And he looked at it. He said, yeah, you go ahead and get you a new battery. Get you a new battery. He said, I didn't even see that. Let me tell you about God's protection. I didn't know that the battery was cracked. The mechanic that worked on my car and gave me a jump didn't see a crack in the battery. The AAA guy, the technician that came to give me a jump to let me know that my battery was bad. We all looked at that battery. There was no crack. My son took the battery out of my car. And when you take off the post and everything to get the battery out, you have to jiggle it. He didn't see a crack. I say that to say this. When he took the battery back, the man said, were you driving around? He said, this is my mom's car battery. He said, has she been driving around with that battery like that? He said, did the acid seep into the engine? He said, no. He said, that car should have blew up with her in it. And whoever was giving her jumps, it shouldn't have happened. He said that car should have blown up. And when he was telling me the testimony, and he took a picture of the battery was not only cracked, but the post was seeped in towards the inside, meaning the acid actually should have came out onto my engine. Like if I cranked up that car, it should have blew up. The battery should have blew up. The car should have blew up. It should have went onto the engine. But God is so good that not only did he protect me and my car from not being blown up, the people that were working on my car did not see the crack. They gave me jumps. They did not blow up. And my son, who took the battery out to put a new battery in, the acid didn't come on him or anything, because it could have. That's how big that crack was. I say that to say this. It is something that God loves his people enough. He will shield, he will hide what we can't see and protect us from all hurt, harm, and danger. The enemy may have meant that for bad. And yes, things happen with cars because cars do not last forever and they need maintenance or whatever. But that right there, the fact of the matter that all of us should have been hurt or even possibly dead. I've been driving the car with a cracked battery. The acid should have seeped out on the engine. The car should have ballooned up with me in it. I thank God today for his protection and his love for me. So it pays to serve the Lord, because the benefits is that he's got you no matter what. The things that we don't see, the things that we don't know about, God has us in his hands. There will be no harm to us. And I thank God today that not only me, but the people that were around me and helped me did not get hurt because of that cracked battery. It is very serious. So I thank God today. And I want you to understand, and I want you to know that God loves you. And God will protect you from hurt, harm, and danger. He's got you in mind because there's a purpose for you. There's something, an assignment that you must do for God. And I thank God today. And I even thank God for you. So if you're under the sound of my voice, just know that God loves you. God is there to protect you through whatever you may be going through, whatever you may be facing. You're not in it alone. God is there with you. Psalms 23 tells us, yea, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we don't have to fear any evil, because his rod and his staff comforts us, and God is going to be there with us even through the valley and the shadow of death. Yes, God is going to be with us. God is with us. God is our protector. He makes a way out of no way. And I am here today to tell you that testimony. Celebrated Mother's Day. My car is fine. Working like a champ. And I'm here and declaring the works of the Lord. And you can too. I want you to continue to watch us on Breaking Chains Ministries TV on our YouTube channel, and also on our Facebook page at Breaking Chains, the number 3. Know that I love you, and God loves you too.